Hello again, everyone. Happy Earth Day. Sarah here. I hope you guys had a chance to use our scavenger hunt to go on a little sustainability search through your own home. If you have not already, you can find the PDF to the scavenger hunt in the description of this video or on our website. You can pause me, I will wait. But if you are ready to go, I am ready to share some of my eco-friendly tips from the scavenger hunt with you guys. So LED light bulbs are one of my favorite ways to be more energy efficient and eco-friendly in your home. Light bulbs in the past, called incandescent light bulbs, were notoriously energy inefficient because they gave off a ton of heat as well as light. We later switched to compact fluorescent bulbs, which were the ones that swirled sort of like soft serve ice cream. And those were a lot more energy efficient, but they contained mercury, which is no good if you drop it and break it inside your house. So the newest wave of light bulbs are LED. And I will admit, these are much more expensive right off the bat. However, the lifetime of these bulbs is incredible. If you leave an LED light bulb on in your house for 12 hours a day, which I hope you don't, that's a long time, but if you do leave it on for 12 hours a day, this light bulb can last you around 11 years, which is incredible. They give off almost no heat, and about 95% of this bulb is recyclable, which is really, really awesome. So LED light bulbs are what conservation organizations and energy companies are recommending to save you money on your energy bill and to help lower your carbon footprint. But if you're like me, you might have needed a little more incentive to make the switch to the more expensive light bulbs. So, hey Google, turn the lamp on purple. So do whatever you need to do to motivate yourself to switch to LEDs. Even if you just buy the plain on-off white light LEDs, you will save a lot of energy, save a little money on your energy bill. If you're like me, get the smart ones that talk to you and change color, but you don't have to. Either way, it's a really great investment and really eco-friendly way to bring sustainability into your home. The next thing I want to talk to you all about is something called upcycling. Now, upcycling is basically just a fancy term for reusing something that you might otherwise throw away. It's different than recycling because with recycling, we break an object down to its really basic parts and turn it into something completely different. Kind of like how you can have park benches made out of recycled soda bottles. We aren't actually changing the object all that much other than maybe adding a coat of paint, like turning a mason jar from pasta sauce into a flower vase. Or this craft project that I've been working on that I'd like to share with you now. So I don't know if you all can tell, but this is made out of straws. I'm making sort of just some wall decor, but all of these are actually straws that I forgot to say no to in the drive-thru. I have a notoriously bad memory, so I get very excited about my drive-thru food and I forget to ask for no straw. So all of these are just glued to a piece of cardboard from a cereal box. When I'm allowed to go back to the store for non-essentials, I'm going to buy a little mirror here, finish painting these gold. I actually don't have enough straws, so I have to go and forget to say no at the store later, but I'm going to finish painting these gold. I've got the base bronze, and it's going to be a nice piece of wall art. Upcycling projects are really great, especially right now while we're all at home with our families, because they really get your creative juices flowing. Since you're using something that's not a traditional art supply, it really gets you thinking outside of the box about how to give it a second life. I love upcycling because it helps keep waste out of the environment, and every time you look at it, hopefully you're reminded of other ways you can help protect the environment. For this last sustainability tip, I am coming to you from my kitchen floor to talk about responsible recycling. Now, we want to try to reduce our consumption in our trash and reuse what we can before we recycle, but we definitely want to make sure we have a spot for recycling to try and minimize what ends up in our trash and in our landfills, right? The problem is we have to make sure that we are recycling responsibly. Each state and even cities within each state can have different rules about what can be recycled. Now, there are some pretty common things that can go in recycling bins in most places and some pretty common culprits for recycling contamination. One of the biggest offenders of recycling contamination are plastic grocery bags like this. These cannot usually be recycled in what's called curbside recycling, what we do at home. These have to be taken back to the store to be recycled. So I try to use reusable bags and avoid these as much as possible. But if I can't, and I do have one that I bring home, I like to try and give it a second life. So I will use it in my bathroom trash can as a little trash can liner, or I'll use it to pick up dog waste so that it gets reused before I throw it away. For the most part though, in almost every city, town, state, there are some things that can almost always be recycled. Hard plastics with twist-off lids, like jars like this, can almost always be recycled, and you can leave the lid on. That can be recycled too. Glass and aluminum are really great to be recycled because glass and aluminum do not lose quality as they move through the recycling process. Plastic and paper can actually degrade as they are recycled. They become lower quality and do eventually have to be thrown away. But glass and aluminum can be recycled millions of times before they have to be thrown away, if that. Sometimes they can just keep going. So definitely, if you're not going to reuse these, turn them into your recycling bin. And your recycling bin does not have to be a bin. Mine is a reusable bag. It's got handles so that when I take it out to the big bin, it's very easy. The last thing, and I think the most obvious thing that hopefully most of us recycle, is paper. So paper can be recycled, no problem. Cardboard, office paper, newspaper, anything like that. The only exception in some areas are papers with waxy coatings, like milk cartons or juice containers. So double check on those. But remember, we want to try to reuse as much as possible. This was the back of my upcycled project I shared with you earlier. So reuse as much as possible, reduce as much as possible, but if we can't do those things, try to recycle responsibly before throwing it in the trash can.